Most people spend 40, shoot, now it's not even really 40. Most time it's even 50 hours a week at a job they don't like, and truly a lot of times that they hate, just to make enough money to get by. You wake up early, you fight traffic, you go into work, and your boss a lot of times doesn't even value you. And then you feel like you're doing all this work just to really be paying bills and then do it all over again. And let's be honest, man, even the little time you do have on a weekend, it's not a full weekend. On Friday, well, half of Friday, you trying to get your mind off work. You just work that day, right? Sunday, half of Sunday, you trying to prepare for Monday. So all you really have is what? Saturday? And it's like a cycle over and over and over. But see, here's the good news. There is a way out. Trading done the right way can actually replace your 9 to 5 income faster than you think. Not by gambling, not by any type of hype or anything like that, but with a proven system that builds income, step-by-step income. All right, it's simple. Oh, and by the way, you already know who it is, James Strong. And on this channel, we focus on turning market moves into money moves. We trade, we invest, and we build wealth from the markets as a whole. Let me go ahead and jump on the screen, man, so we can start breaking this stuff down. So, step one, let's get straight into it. Step one. The first thing you need to do, you need to know your number. Right? What is it going to cost you? How much you want to make? Any numbers like that. You know, where do you want to be in life? How many children you have? So these are things that I've done personally to like use trading and things like that to get out of literally debt. Like all of our debt, you know, all of our student loans, my wife's student loans, my student loans, 100% debt free now. Have a 6-figure net worth and growing, right? Again, no, I still work a job right now, but I use a job to my advantage, right? It's a different story when you go to a job because you want to or you can, not because you have to. I could leave tomorrow, truthfully. But again, we're working the plan and we're building so we can have that right situation for us. All right. So the first thing you want to do before you replace your job is you need to know your numbers. Know exactly what you want what your job pays you now, and then what do you need to make? What do you need to make? Are you going to stay in the US? Right? You want to stay in the US by your family? Do you want to move abroad? And moving abroad doesn't always lower your expenses either. Maybe you want to move to a country you've always wanted to live in. Maybe you want to move to Italy. Maybe you want to move to France, or you want to move to Switzerland or whatever, right? Maybe you want to go to Southeast Asia and lower your cost of living, and have a better quality of living. But whatever it is, know your number, right? If you make 4,000 now, let's just reverse engineer and say you trying to meet your salary. If you make 4,000 now a month, well, this breaks down to literally, you know, obviously before expenses and stuff like that, but about $200 a day. So if your goal is simply just to be making $200 a day, all right, let's say $200 a day, that's the real target. Let's not look at the 4,000 total. Let's not look at all this stuff. It's just, all right, like 2,000 average. It's not gonna be made every day, but statistically, right? This is an average. Turns out, and that comes up to $4,000 a month. It's the only thing you want to be focused on. So now that you know your numbers, hey, make sure this is enough to cover you, your family, you know, taxes, whatever you want to include that also, but just make sure this is enough to cover you and your family. Cool. Once you get that, step two. And this step two is very important. So let's go through, boom, step two. We now have to build a consistent trading system. Now, a job pays you. The reason a lot of people, obviously we stay in jobs. Yes, people don't like them, but a job gives you consistent income. You know, I ain't gonna say it's consistent is the right word. It may not be dependable. A lot of people think it's dependable. A job can fire you tomorrow and have you replaced literally as you walking out the door, somebody's be coming in the door. Okay. So a job is not dependable, but it is consistent. You already know if you show up, you put your hours in, you're going to get that. All right. When it comes to trading, and the thing is, I've been a full-time entrepreneur, you know, for a good bit of my life as well. When you have to go hunt and get your money, it's a lot different. There's not really consistency. You got to go get it. So we want to build a consistent trading system. By this, we need to make sure, obviously, we're doing all the things we need to do. This does not matter if it's futures, if it's forex, if it's CFDs, if it's options. It does not matter, right? The market is secondary because what's primary is the system itself. We need to know what our results are like. We need to go get our data. We need to be confident. And this way, you know, too, also, again, don't think, too, as soon as you start making money trading. Dude, I've literally paid off debt from trading. And again, I told you, I'm still working right now. But the thing is, I have a plan. I know my numbers, and I know my overall plan, right? And I'm young, to be honest with you. I ain't got retired for life money yet. We're working on that, you feel me? But like, nah, man. So I'm working my plan. But I also am in a position now, too, if I want to leave, I could leave tomorrow. Have a plan for you and your family. Everybody's not have to go. I just want to say this too before we go to step 3, because I feel like it's not touched on enough. Everybody's not have to be full time with this. The markets, financial markets, are truly my passion, my purpose. I've just been doing this since I was a young kid, right? Like not just trading, but like investments and stocks and stuff. This is just literally my passion. But there's nothing wrong with being able to make money from this. You can make literally a couple $1,000s or pass your salary, make more than your salary doing this, and then still have a job. And this can basically be retirement and fund money. You know what I'm saying? Buy you all the things you want to do, go places, have those experiences with your family. I just want to say that because I feel like it's not talked about enough. All right, so but we have to, before any of that stuff comes, we have to build a consistent system. And if you want to see exactly how I build a consistent system, a trading system, then feel free to click my link below, and all my information is down there. All right. But step 3. Now, once we go here, we got our data, all this good stuff. We now have to scale, because obviously how we start can't be, I don't like to say how we finish, but it can't be all of where we're at, right? You don't go from just zero to replacing your job overnight. That's not going to happen. So something simple, right? Begin trading small, because remember, we need confidence first. Like, what we need is confidence. Let me put that in all caps, confidence. And it might be spelled wrong, but it's all right, right? As long as you're getting the value, that's what matters. Confidence is key. You don't get confidence by gambling. You know what I mean? Like, I literally have people come to me saying, oh, they made money, and then they lose $1,200, $1,500 in one day, and that's when they decide to come to me after the big loss. And it's like, I mean, you can avoid all that for real, right? You don't have to go through these types of losses, but it's kind of like when people are children, you can tell the stove is hot, but sometimes you got to touch it to feel the heat. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people like to do. Me personally, I don't like to do that. You know, I'd rather invest in myself and learn, because I don't want to go through all those hurdles and bumps and bruises, because there's enough that's going to come anyways in life, right? We always going to go through hardship. But start small, man. You know, start with the $100 per trade. Start risking, build your confidence. First, be back testing. I would say first be back testing, be demoing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to demo, again, once you get your data, that's fine. Just start small enough to where you're comfortable losing that amount of money. Because when you begin to invest, you have to understand the money you put into the markets, there's no guarantee you can pull money back out. That's just right. Trading's a risk, investing's a risk. It doesn't matter if you put in a stock or anything. So I understand that, right? But then we can start to scale. Now we have our confidence, we can start to scale up. Start with 100. You know, 100, right? Once you get enough trades at 100, you up 5R, right? You done made, okay, $500. Now next, you start risking what? You want to start risking, let's just say you go to 250. So you take your earnings, cool. Now you get a little more confident. 250 a trade, same thing. We made 5R. Okay, cool. Well, now that 5R is $2,500. Now understand, this literally doesn't matter if it's a week or even a month. This is $2,500 extra. If this is a month, 5R over a month is very realistic to me, right? That's straightforward. $2,500, and you still going to work. You know what I mean? Like, this is powerful. Now you double it one more time. I'll keep that on the screen for visual purposes. We double it one more time. Boom. And we just get to $500. Now, oh, excuse me. My math is off. My bad, a typo. 1250. That's what I meant to do. 1250. This is what 500. My apologies on that. But like, either way, right? That's an extra $1,000. Nothing changed. This right here could be rent or mortgage when you get to 2,500. So it's essentially like you getting a skill. Now you paying rent for life, mortgage for life, vacation, phone bill. Even this right here, I mean, that's phone bill, electricity. You know, it's all type of stuff. Start to put it in the mindset of things like that to really change your perspective. Now, after we get all this, the fourth step we want to get to, we want to use, all right, Use leverage. And I don't just mean any leverage, right? Eval companies. Now, again, I am not the biggest fan of these companies, but it's a business. I'm a businessman. It's a business, and I understand how this goes, right? So this is why we have to focus on getting our money right first. We have to focus on our skill first, because if not, you're just gonna be donating to them. All right. But yeah, yes, there's a cost to it. But again, you don't want to be paying like, oh, it's a subscription model, I'm just gonna renew every month. If he fails, no big deal. That's what they want you to do. No, get your skill right, get in there, get out, get your money. I'm not saying rush it. If it takes you 60 days, take you 60 days. Follow your system first. But get your money and do it properly. And then step 5, man. One of the most important, right? Step 5. We have to build a freedom plan. And again, this is what I was alluding to earlier when I said this is where I'm at. I'm working a plan. Trading income is great, but wealth makes it last, right? We don't just want to check. So now that I'm completely out of debt, what I personally do, all my money goes to investing. That's why I'm setting myself up. So I have a little money coming in from here, a little money coming in from here, a little money coming in from here. And we want to keep snowballing that stuff and compounding. All my money is in the financial markets. All of it. Me personally, I'm not into physical real estate right now. Have I been in it before? Yes, I have. So that's why I know what's for me and what's not. I've had houses under contract and all these things when I was in grad school. Personally, where I'm at now in life, I don't want to let 5% of my money into physical assets and worry about tenants or stuff like that when I can just go buy into a REIT. All right, a real estate investment trust. So there's other ways you can still get into many sectors without having to physically go to the property. Just want to say that I'll put that in one of my investing videos. I won't put that here. But this right here, have a freedom plan. All right. This is how you replace your income. Know where you want to put it. Know where you want to invest it. All type of things like that. And I'm telling you, this will be literally, I mean, I won't even touch on that. Literally, man, this will work for you. All right. This will work. Follow it to the T and follow it in order. So replacing your 9 to 5 income with trading, I'm telling you, it's not about hype. It's about clarity, consistency. It's about scaling it. It's about discipline. One of the most important traits that a lot of people sleep on, but it's very important. So if you're ready to move from learning to earning, then you already know all the links to help you are in my description below. Feel free to click it and check it out and go get value that way. If you like making money, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss the moves and the opportunities that we discuss here on this channel. And of course, if you don't like making money, you don't like building wealth, then don't subscribe. It's that simple. Much love.